What?
What's gonna start happening, honey?
She's just like, I love Brad.
Hey, it's Che. Welcome back to my channel. I'm joined by
Wesley.
Welcome back to episode 5 of Fear Street Friday. This week's book is Into the Dark by R.L. Stine. Just based on the cover, it's a library book. Based on the cover, what do you think?
It's very 1990s DJ Tanner. Just pushed someone down a flight of stairs and now she's like going into the basement to like see this person that she pushed down. I mean, she doesn't even look shook. Like she looks like I'm about to hide this body. So that's what I get from the cover. Could be completely wrong, but just a shot in the dark.
Okay, so, wow. You're taking shots. Okay, so let me go ahead and read the synopsis.
Okay.
A deadly attraction. Paulette Fox refuses to let her blindness stop her from living a full life. But one thing she's never done is fall in love until now. Paulette knows Brad Jones is the only guy for her. Even when her friends see Brad commit a horrible crime, Paulette is sure that he's innocent. Her friends tell her he's out of control, that she will be his next victim. But Paulette knows he would never hurt her. Is Paulette right about Brad? Or has her love put her in a terrible danger?
Wow, definitely makes sense with the glasses that she's blind.
She's blind.
I was gonna comment they looked old-fashioned. Definitely makes some more sense with this context. And the tagline says, "See no evil," which is hilarious.
Well, she doesn't see any evil.
Damn.
So, Into the Dark was published in 1997. It is a later 90s. So, you know, I do feel that things were not that different. Like, not that different from the other books that we've read so far. He liked spying on the blind girl. She never knew when he was watching. He watched her a lot. On her way to school, on her way home, in her yard, he enjoyed watching her. She was pretty, tall and slim, with long, straight brown hair, wide green eyes, pale, smooth skin, and soft pink lips. The type of girl he liked best. She didn't know it, but soon she would be his. In the past, something had always gone wrong, but this time would be different. This time he would get what he wanted. So it already set you up. She's being watched. She's being stalked. This dude knows who she is, where she is.
She has no clue.
No, because she can't see it. So Jonathan, Paulette's best friend, is driving her to her music lesson at the music academy. She plays the piano, and she keeps making a comment about his driving. He's driving too fast. He's like, whoa, like you must be the only blind backseat driver.
Oh my god. RL with...
I'm like, he loves these problematic jokes, but you know what? Pretend I didn't see it. Paulette actually likes that people joke about her blindness because she feels she fits in. She feels like she isn't singled out. They see past her handicap.
So she thinks that because people single her out for something that makes her different, she is being seen as not different. I think she doesn't understand.
She doesn't, but you
what
know,
that means.
A lot of people have misconceptions about who your true friends are. She can't see it, so.
Alright, Paulette, let's go, girly.
It's the beginning of the school year. It's fall. They had to sign up for like gym classes, and she's like, what are you going to take, Jonathan? He's like, I'm going to take basketball. And he's like, what are you going to take? She's like, I'm going to take self-defense. And he's like, oh, like, don't you think you shouldn't take self-defense because you can't really see? And she's like, that's exactly why I want to take it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to defend myself even if I can't see them. And what, just because I'm blind, I shouldn't be able to know how to defend myself? He's like, no, I didn't mean that.
Bad friend. He should have been supportive from the beginning.
Jonathan takes her to her music lesson. So something crashes into her, and this guy is there to help her up. It's Brad Jones. And she is just like starstruck. She is instantly in love with this dude.
Oh my god.
He's like, yeah, my name's Brad. She's like, oh, thank you so much. My name's Paulette. And you know, they in love. So she goes to her little lesson and she can't focus the entire time because all she can think about is Brad. And when Jonathan goes to pick her back up, she's talking about Brad, and he's like, you know, that guy is not a good guy. Don't you know the rumors? And she's like, what rumors? And he's like, well, basically, at his old town, he was like robbing places.
Oh my god. Wait, did Jonathan see Brad? Can he confirm if Brad is attractive or not?
Oh, hold on.
I'm just assuming that Jonathan is her gay best friend.
Obviously, Jonathan has feelings for Paulette because he's like, well, I've known you since kindergarten. And she's like, exactly. And she's like, well, what did he look like? And he's like, I don't just go around staring at guys all day. So she's like, okay, I just asked what he looked like. So the rumors are that Brad was arrested for robbery. Or her best friend Cindy calls her and they're chit-chatting about Brad. Do you think the rumors are true? You know, this is just all building up their relationship. It's all just, you know, cutesy. Like, oh my God, Brad. Brad shows up at their lunch table the next day and Paulette is just so stunned and she wants to know what he looks like. So she starts like feeling on his face and she feels this little scar above his eye. So she's like, oh, he's a bad boy. He's dangerous. He has a scar in his eye.
Oh my God.
Later that day, Paulette gets home and her and Cindy, they both go home. They're going to study together. Her room had been broken into and on the wall was written, "You will be dead, blind girl."
Damn.
And she's like, what the did I do? Who wants to?
It's Brad. It's Brad.
Is it Brad?
It's Brad.
Well, the text screams it's Brad.
It's Brad.
So she decides that she can't tell her parents because her parents already baby her enough because she's blind. They think that she can't do anything because she can't see. She really has a problem with this, so she's not going to tell her parents that someone broke into their house.
How does she know that someone broke in? Oh, Cindy told her.
Yeah,
okay,
Cindy was with her.
Okay.
So she starts learning how to fight, but it doesn't really do her any good because when she's walking down the street, someone pushes her out in front of the car and she can't see who it is and she doesn't know who it is and the person gets out and they're like, oh my God, are you okay? Like you're in the street.
Did she get hit?
No, she didn't get hit, but she got pushed is what she felt like. She said she felt like hands were on her back pushing her.
Oh my God.
And here comes Brad running up and he's like, oh my God, you tripped into the street.
Oh my God.
And she's like, no, I felt someone push me. He's like, no, I saw you from like a block away. There was no one there to push you. You just tripped. No, I know I was pushed. And he's like, no, you weren't.
Oh my God.
So then Brad is like, hey, how about you come listen to me play piano at this abandoned house on Fear Street?
What?
There's a piano there. Apparently it was a piano teacher and his wife. They were killed. The house is just abandoned. And he's like, that's where I play. So how about you come over and...
Oh my God. Red flag after red flag after red flag with Brad. Paulette doesn't give a
She takes a bus to this mansion and it's all run down and moldy and gross and there's no electricity, but there is a gas line. So when she gets there, he can have the heater going, but they're just sitting in the dark playing the piano and she hears a noise upstairs. So she's like, what was that? Because her senses are like super, like she can hear any little little thing. Well, he runs up there and he's gone for like 10 minutes, but there's like mumbling and muffled yelling and like bumps and...
Oh my God.
She goes upstairs. She's like calling Brad's name. There's no one there.
Oh my God.
There is not a person up there. There's no one in the house. She has been abandoned. So she has to find her way back home, leave the abandoned house. So the next day at lunch, she asks this guy, like, can you find Brad Jones for me? Like, where is he in here? The guy's like, oh, he's over there. And she like goes to the corner and she's like, why did you leave? Like, can I have an explanation as to why you left me in this house?
Abandoned house?
And he's like, yeah, look, I'm so sorry that I left you in that abandoned house, but something came up that I had to go. So, here's the thing. So he takes her hands and he's like, I can't see you anymore. And she's like,
what the hell?
What do you mean? Like, what happened? He's like, I can't do it again. It can't happen again. And so he runs off and drops out of school. And she's like, what did I do? Is it because I'm blind?
We tried to tell you, Paulette. It's not because you're blind. It's because he's crazy.
So she has scary movie night with Jonathan and Cindy. She's trying to get her mind off of it, but she can't. She just keeps thinking like, why did Brad leave me? What did I do? They're just like, you know what? You just need to forget that dude. He's not good for you anyway. The rumors, you know, they're probably true. Well, she goes home that night and her parents are like, hey, you're gonna have to be alone for a little bit because we have to go see your grandma because she fell and broke her ribs.
Her ribs?
Her ribs.
Oh
not
my
her
God.
hip or her knee or her ankle. She broke her ribs.
Oh my God.
So grandma's
out for a minute.
Get around for a bit. So Paulette is like, fine, like I'll stay here alone. It's gonna be okay. I don't need to go to Aunt Joe's. I don't need a babysitter. I'll be okay. They're like, all right. Well, she goes to lay down to go to sleep and there's someone coming in through her window and she can hear them and she goes over to it. This person grabs her, pulls her halfway out the window, pushes her back in, leaves her with a ring, and the parents come in and they're like, what was that? Because she was like calling for them. She was like, help, mom, dad.
So they weren't even gone yet?
Like they were like leaving the next day and they just went to bed. And like she's being attacked while they're there. Yeah. So imagine when they're gone. She feels on the ring and she can feel BJ. Which I was
Brad
like,
Jones.
R.L. Stine, PJ. Oh, I forgot to say that when he was like grabbing her and pulling her through the window, he ripped one of her nails off.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Don't
Her
go into detail.
her whole nail.
Okay, no. I can't hear it. We all can picture what happened. Let's move on. I will vomit on camera.
Her parents come in and they're like, what happened? What's wrong? And she's like, oh, it was just a dream. And I realized the window was open and I was cold, so that's why I probably had a bad dream, so I was going to shut it.
Girl, just tell your parents. Just tell your parents.
So the next day she goes to get pizza with Cindy and Jonathan. All she can think about is Brad, and she's like not even enjoying the pizza when suddenly this man comes in with a gun and a mask over his face, and he's like, everybody down, this is a holdup. And he starts telling everyone to put their belongings and all their valuables and money on the tables. So everyone's like taking off their watches, getting their wallets, putting it on the tables, and he's like, I'm gonna shoot you if you don't give me your shit.
Hell.
Well, Paulette is blind and she doesn't know where her backpack is. So she's like trying to reach under the table for it, and he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking for my backpack. He's like, well, get it, look for it. And the girl, and Cindy's like, she's blind, she can't look for it.
Should not have said that.
Paulette is not fast enough
Oh my god.
getting her backpack out. The man gets mad and shoots Jonathan. Right there. And Jonathan's body flies back onto Paulette. There's blood all over her. And Jonathan has been shot. They think that Jonathan is dead, but of course, Paulette feels his mouth. He's okay.
For now.
He's breathing. So they actually get the gun away from the man before he gets out of the store, and they rip off the ski mask, and it's Brad.
Pretends to be shocked. RL always has this moment, but there's usually more to it than the reveal. There's like a reveal, but then there's a reveal after the reveal.
So everyone is like, look, like, that was Brad Jones. We saw him. And Paulette was like, no, it wasn't. That was not him.
Girl.
It was not his voice, and it was not his scent. He doesn't smell like cinnamon. So whoever that was not Brad. He might have looked like him, but it wasn't him. And they're like, we saw
delusional.
him. You were blind. We saw him.
Like, bitch. Come on.
She tells the cops. They laugh at her. They issue a warrant for his arrest. They go out to look for him. So Cindy takes Paulette back to her house, and they're gonna chill because, you know, she's all shook up. And she's like, look, I know for a fact that wasn't Brad. And Cindy was like, I know for a fact it was, and you're not going to sit here and make me think that it wasn't. I saw him. You're being crazy right now. You need to listen to us.
She needs to be slapped.
Like, bro, you need to leave Brad alone. Paulette's like, no, you need to take me to the music academy because he works there part-time, and I need to go talk to him. And Cindy's like, no.
You're so stupid.
She goes, you can take yourself. And she's like, okay, then I'll walk. She's like, fine, I'll take you.
My god. Paulette!
So they get to the school and he's not there, but they go to his locker and the lock has been removed, and they go into the locker and pull out this folder, and it's newspaper clippings of all the crimes that Brad had committed. He had been robbing a lot of places, and it turned out that he went to jail and then got out on bail. He bounced. So in the middle of the night, the phone rings and it's Brad. And she's like, oh my god, hi Brad. And he's like, I need you to believe me when I tell you that I'm not the person doing this. I know what's going on, and I know that it might seem crazy to believe, but please believe in me that I'm innocent and that I haven't done anything that you've heard of. She's like, I believe you. He's like, great, thanks. But just know that things are going to start happening.
What?
Like what?
What?
What's going to start happening, honey?
She's just like, la, 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 I love Brad. He's like throwing red flags in her face, like
waving him. She can't see him.
Can't see him. She can't see him.
Oh my god.
Can't and won't. Refuses.
So the next day she's doing homework in her backyard and she hears footsteps. So she's like, oh shit, someone's coming. Who's there? And like they're gonna say anything.
Yeah.
So she gets up and she starts moving and she goes over to the railing to like find her way up to the door. There's no railing. She's like, I know that there should be railing there. And she starts trying to feel around for all the things that are like signals for her to like get into the house. And they've been moved.
Dang.
And she's like, I know that they've been moved. I don't know where anything is. I can't get inside. So she like stumbles and rolls out into the yard and she doesn't know where she is.
Dang.
And this person is coming up to her, but suddenly she gets up and runs inside because she knew all along how to get in. She locks the doors. She waits for the person to leave. She turns on the news and there's Brad's face. He has robbed a convenience store.
He told her.
Things are going to start happening. So Brad calls again and is like, look, you have to understand that that's not me. That's my twin brother. He's always been jealous of me, and he started doing all these horrible things to get back at me and like pinned it on me, and now it looks like I'm like this horrible person, but it's my twin. I need you to believe that my twin is doing all of this. And she's like, I believe you. Do you believe him?
No.
So he's like, look, please come to the house on Fear Street.
Oh my gosh. The house where I left you, where no one will hear you scream.
I need your help. Let's catch my brother Ed. His brother's name is Ed. So she hops on a bus, rides her little ass over to the mansion, and there's Brad. And of course, she can't see anything, so she's just trusting that this dude is Brad. He's like, look, he's gonna come through the door and we're gonna attack him. And she's like, yeah, let's attack him.
Yeah, let's get him. Just tell me where to shoot the gun.
Here comes Ed up the stairs, and she's like, hi, Ed, I'm up here. Come get me. Because they're gonna use her as bait.
Yeah.
Like, because he's actually in love with her. This is something I forgot to say. Ed actually saw Paulette first, but Brad started talking to her, so now he hates both of them.
Damn.
Paulette's like, I'm up here, and Ed gets up there, and he's like, Paulette, what are you doing here? And then Brad attacks Ed, knocks him to the ground, they tie him up, and Ed is like, Paulette, he tricked you. He's not Brad, I'm Brad.
I knew that's where this was coming.
I am Brad, and he just tricked you. And Paulette is like,
oh my god.
Oh, I just tied up Brad. So Brad is tied up. So Ed supposedly is actually Brad. Ed, pretending to be Brad, takes Paulette, ties her up as well, and cuts the gas line.
Damn.
He's gonna kill them and let the house explode.
I knew.
So
I knew this was
they're
happening.
both choking. They're like, oh my god, I can't breathe, they're dying. And as Ed is leaving, Paulette is like, wait, Ed, I love you. It's not Brad I want, you're the one I want.
Oh my god.
And he's like, you're just saying that to save your life. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, I really mean it. All those times I thought that I was with Brad, I was really with you. And you made me feel special. That's when I felt the most chemistry, was when I was with you. I know it. Please take me. And he's like, are you serious? And she's like, yes, like, hurry up, come get me. Because she can't breathe.
Yeah.
So he cuts her free. And he's like, come on, let's go. And then there's Brad. Poor little Brad is tied up to the heater. And he's like, are you being serious, Paulette?
Bye.
And she turns around and she's like, yeah, I am. Sorry, not sorry. I have to let Brad
To
die.
an innocent man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So she's like, peace. So she goes with Ed, and Ed is like, hey, I have money hidden in the wall in the furnace. So let's go over here and hold this flashlight for me. So she has to hold this flashlight so that he can see into this hole where the money is. But remember, it's pitch black. There's no electricity. She chunks the flashlight into the fireplace and it breaks. And so he's in pitch black. And she's like, now you know what it's like to not be able to see anything.
Damn.
So she's quickly gets
Even
out of
playing
there.
field.
Yeah. So she knows where she's going because she memorized where she was going. And so he's like, can't see. But she realizes that his eyesight will be better in a little bit. She runs. She tries to go free Brad, but Ed is chasing her in the dark. And he's like, I can see you. And like, she's like, dude, I gotta hide. So she tricks him and she lets him get a hold of her, but she is standing by the staircase. He grabs onto her and she lets go of him at the same time, and he falls down the stairs. And she listens as his body bounces and then plops down at the end.
Damn. Could that be what I was talking about at the beginning when I said it looks like she just pushed someone down a flight of stairs?
She did. She pushed.
Wow, look
down
at
the
me.
stairs. Yeah, so you predicted that.
Got it.
So she goes and she sets Brad free. He lives. They live happily ever after.
Are they together?
Yes.
Okay.
So the police come. He's like, you know what? I finally feel like I'm coming out of the darkness.
God. So Ed was the one watching her at the beginning.
Yes.
Not Brad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's it. Paulette lived. She saved Brad. They're together. He was right. He was innocent.
That's a good twist with
Yeah.
him pretending to be Brad.
Pretty cool. This one, really, I read this like in one little sitting. It was so fun. Really enjoyed it. Paulette, she's a queen. Hope she comes back. 5 out of 5 stars. Down in the comments below, let me know how you would frame or kill your evil twin. Or down in the comments below, let me know, are you Team Brad or are you Team Ed? Or are you Team Jonathan?
Aw, Jonathan.
Jonathan, he lived, but has that hole in his chest.
Yeah.
Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, or if you just liked us, that's cool too. Also, if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with everything that's going on with me and us and my wacky mind. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Viewers beware, you're in for a skip.